Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners, preaching the spirit of truth and sincerity. And peace and salutations to the Akim and the Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy, and I got a news article I'm going to read on BCIs, brain-computer interface. And you know, that ties in with the MOTB. And I'm advising you people out there, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, advising you not to take it. You better not take it. So I'm gonna read the article, get a couple of precepts and Lord's willingness to be edifying. This is from Scientific Data, and this is published the 21st of November. So this is a couple of days. I believe this is Thursday. It says Chisco, an EEG-based BCI dataset for decoding of imagined speech. And the abstract, and it reads, the rapid advancement of deep learning has enabled brain-computer interfaces technology, particularly neural decoding techniques, to achieve higher accuracy and deeper levels of interpretation. Interest in decoding imagined speech has significantly increased because its concept akin to mind reading. However, previous studies on decoding neural language have predominantly focused on brain activity patterns during human reading. The absence of imagined speech electroencephalography datasets has constrained further research in this field. We present the Chinese Imagined Speech Corpus, Chisco, including over 20,000 sentences of high-density EEG recordings of imagined speech from healthy adults. Each subject's EEG data exceeds 900 minutes, representing the largest data set per individual currently available for decoding neural language to date. Furthermore, the experimental stimuli include over 6,000 everyday phrases across 39 semantic categories, covering nearly all aspects of daily language. We believe that Chisco represents a valuable resource for the field of BCIs, facilitating the development of more user-friendly BCIs. And so as you can see, they got their whole operation down pat. The background and summary. BCIs are promising technology for improving the quality of life of people who have lost the capability to either communicate or interact with their environment. A BCI provides an alternative way of interaction to such individuals, by decoding the neural activity and transforming it into control commands for triggering wheelchairs, prosthesis, spellers, or any other virtual interface device. In recent years, advancements in deep learning technology have made naturalistic paradigm BCIs increasingly feasible. In this paradigm, participants are exposed to real-world-like stimuli, such as movies, novels, and images, and the content related to these stimuli is decoded from their neural responses. In contrast, classical paradigm BCIs, which utilize P300, visual evoked potentials, slow cortical potentials, and motor imagery, rely on meticulously designed and discrete stimuli presented to participants. Compared to classical paradigms, naturalistic paradigm BCIs are more user-friendly as they require minimal user training and offer significantly improved decoding speeds. Neural language decoding is a key area within this approach. In the field of neural language decoding, considerable research has been conducted on the decoding of voice speech due to its high potential for medical applications. Current studies predominantly focuses on implanting electrodes, the keyword implanting, and electrodes in the motor cortex of the brain or of patients with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, through invasive surgeries to aid in restoring their speech motor mechanisms. Says, however, this approach is not suitable for healthy individuals, as in addition to the ethical concerns associated with invasive surgeries, speech recognition technology offers a more accurate and convenient alternative. Additionally, substantial research has been carried out on decoding reading stimuli or auditory inputs such as Zuko, Chinese EEG, BCCWJ EEG, and HSG, which represents initial attempts to decode neural language content using non-evasive methods. These experimental paradigms are elegant, but as datasets for BCIs, they capture the brain's electrophysiological responses to stimuli. Consequently, these are only suitable as research materials for stimulus-based BCI studies where users must receive external stimuli. This requirement limits the applicability of BCIs in real-life and long-term applications. Furthermore, BCIs for decoding inner speech are also not universally applicable, as not everyone experiences inner speech. Let me read this last paragraph. Therefore, the decoding of imagined speech is crucial for developing BCIs suitable for everyday use by healthy individuals. This involves collecting imagined speech directly from the brain using non-invasive devices and translating it into natural language. Despite its significance, prior research in this area has been hampered by a scarcity of data sets. The complexity of experimental paradigms for imagined speech, the difficulty in data collection, and the limited availability of effective data are major challenges. Chisco aims to effectively mitigate these issues. Yeah, so they have their work cut out for them. You know, these brain chips. Talking about implanting electrodes in the motor cortex of the brain of patients with ALS. Well, Lord's will, if I remember, I'll put the link to this article in the description box. Let me get a couple of precepts. There's the book of Revelation, chapter 13. I'll start at 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Yeah, and this is what Esau is going to do. He's going to deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of the miracles. And one of the miracles is his, what's it called? Imagined speech. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Yeah, this is talking about that Roman Empire, you know, which America is nothing but the revival of that Roman Empire, you know, which is talking about the image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Yeah, the image of the beast is his new world order. That's the image of this beast. And you best believe they're going to make it to where the implanting of the micro C hip is going to be made mandatory. And if you resist, you're going to be jailed, locked up, or even put to death for not complying with this man's system. Verse 16, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. I've done this before, but I'll do it again just for edification purposes. When you look up that word mark,
Strong's G 5480, Charagma. Strong's G 5480, Charagma.
Yeah, and that's the pronunciation in the Greek, and it says a stamp, an imprinted mark. So it's going to be something that's imprinted into you. Just like I read in the article, it said that they wanted to implant electrodes. into the front cortex of the brain. So the charagma is an imprinted mark. And when you look up the root word for charagma, it takes you to the word charax.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
Yeah, and that's a pale or a stake, a palisade. And that's what they use. That's going to be the instrument that they use to implement the charagma. And on the charagma, and them using the charax to implement the charagma, when you look up the root word of charax, it takes you to the word grapho.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Yeah, and definition of that, to write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. So basically something that keeps records. And this is where they're going to store all your records on the charagma that they implement to you through the charax. You know, all your records are going to be on there. Your medical records, your bank information, your social security number, everything. So you're going to be a total slave to this man and his beast system. When you look up the word forehead,
Strong's G 3359. Metopon. Metopon.
yeah, and it says the space between the eyes, the forehead. And what did it say in the article? It said that they wanted to implant electrodes in the front cortex of the brain, your forehead. You know. So it's all right here. Verse 17. Actually, I read 16 again. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive charagma in their right hand or in their metopon. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So there's going to come a point in time where you're not going to be able to buy or sell without this charagma. And this is how we know that it's not sin. Because how are you able to buy and sell with sin? That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. You know, wacky-tacky Christians come up with that nonsense. And you could tell that the Spirit's not dealing with them. You know, starting with the apostles and elders on down, this is what the MOTB is. It's the RFID micro C hip, and it's going to be made mandatory real soon. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 14. Actually, I started 13. And you read the heading of it. It says Armageddon. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. And these unclean spirits, the one in the dragon, is talking about the Roman Empire, or Esau Edom. Coming out of the mouth of the dragon. out of the mouth of the beast. And the beast is talking about that empire. You know, the 3 city states. You got the cities. You got what's the name? You got city-state London. You got the city-state Washington, D.C., and you got the city-state in the Vatican. That's the mouth of the false prophet. The false prophet is the Vatican, you know, the Roman Catholic Church. You know, those are your 3 unclean spirits. Verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of power almighty. Yeah, and one of the miracles that they work is going to be this RFID micro chip. It's going to be made mandatory across the globe. That's why I said it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive it in their right hand or in their forehead. But, you know, there's a penalty if you take it. That's why we tell you, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not to take this CHIP. Because if you do, you're going to get Revelation 14:9. And this is, then you read the subheading, it says, doom for worshippers of the beast. And the 3rd angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his charagma in his forehead, his metapon, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, so if you receive that charagma, that mark, you're going to drink of that cup, and that cup is thermonuclear fire. When those missiles are shot off from these other nations into Babylon, and the Holy Lamb is Yahushua, and the holy angels, they're going to have a front row seat in watching you burn for taking that mark. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. You know, here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandment of the Most High in the faith of Yahushua. Yeah, so there's going to be a group of people that keep the faith all the way up until death, and they're known as the elect. You know, Lord's willing, I'll be part of that number. I pray that the Lord keep His spirit on me not to take that C-hip, because I damn sure don't want to catch this judgment of Revelation 14:9. You know? But Lord's will, you was edified. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.